a very warm welcome to this special. India have created history in Antigua, winning the Under-19 World Cup for a record fifth time. This after Indian bowlers put on a brilliant show to restrict England to 189, and then Raj Bawa, who was instrumental in getting the wickets against England, he along with Nishant Sandhu took India home. So Nikhil Narayan's here with me. Nikhil, a record fifth title, but what was impressive was from where they started with COVID in the camp. All three top performers in the final, all three had got COVID, but then for them to come out like this and play as well throughout the tournament, absolutely incredible.
Absolutely, Maya. Brilliant performance from Team India, fifth title. You know, what a champion team this young team is. They didn't have all their resources, as you mentioned, since the beginning of the tournament. But whoever they had, they performed to the best of their abilities. They raised their game, and also in the final, new heroes emerged in every match. Yash Dhol, Sindhu, Bawa, Oswal. It was, if you look at the performances and the numbers, it was a complete team performance. Each and every member of the contingent performed, and that is very rare in such a victory.
That's right. And also the kind of impressive performance we saw from all of them. We've already talked about how bowling was a cohesive unit, but yesterday you saw someone like, Nishant Sindhu scoring the 50. At one point, India did look like that 190 could be tricky for them. They were 97 for 4, but then the way Sindhu batted, the kind of temperament he showed in the middle, and then Dinesh Bana, that just showed the fearlessness, but at the same time, knowing the match situation for this team. So I think absolutely brilliant. Let's specifically talk about the match, the way it began. We were talking about how the spinners are going to do something in the final, but it turned out to be the pacers. And how well did they bowl?
Absolutely. You know, Ravi Kumar, again, see, we spoke about Ravi Kumar and his ability with the new ball. Again, yesterday, he got two massive wickets, Meha, of Bethel, the new Johnny Bairstow for England, and Tom Prest, the captain, with the new ball. And then England were on the back foot. Two main batsmen dismissed. 220 plus was never on the cards then, and they were restricted. Ravi Kumar has shown this quality very early in his career. He did it in the quarterfinals against Bangladesh, 3 wickets, and in the semi-finals he got Teague Willie in the first 10 overs. He did it in the Asia Cup semi-finals against Bangladesh. He did it in the Asia Cup final also against Sri Lanka. This cannot be a coincidence. To get wickets with the new ball, this man, this left-arm seamer is special, and his way of dismissals are leg before wicket essentially, and and getting the ball back and rattling the stumps.
That's right. And then it was Raj Bawa getting 5 for 31, and then a crucial 35, especially at a time when, like I said, India were 97 for 4. The heroes of the final really, both Ravi Kumar and Raj Bawa.
Absolutely. Raj Bawa, for me, a surprise package yesterday, although he scored that great century against Uganda. But 5 for 31, no one expected from his right arm medium military. Very surprising that he got 5 wickets yesterday, completely changed the match. And then 97 for 4, a very good knock under pressure. He played the role of the anchor, while Sindhu took the attack to the opposition bowlers. So fantastic performance. Let's not forget Sheikh Rashid, the deputy, half century again under pressure yesterday. So all in all, a tremendous performance from Team India. Yash Dhol did not, after Yash Dhol did not succeed yesterday, Raghuvanshi did not succeed yesterday, but the other players, stepped it up when the big guns did not fire.
That's right. And I think that was a crucial time when Raghuvanshi was out for Sheikh Rashid and Harnoor Singh to create that that partnership. I think it was a 49-run stand, and also because you had Boyden bowling really well at that time. I was really impressed by Sheikh Rashid. I was impressed by his technique, the way he was defending. Just seemed like somebody who India can expect to do well in the future.
Yeah, he seems to have an interesting temperament, something like a in between a Rahane and a Pujara. He attaches a price on his wicket, but he also scores freely, so he doesn't get bogged down. A very good batsman. He's played some knocks under pressure before for India, and he's also a good vice captain. So he's someone to reckon for in the future.
Okay, now the other thing being, we were talking about this, India was the best bowling unit in the tournament, and we've seen that the way they've bowled against Australia and then against England in the final. But with this now, India also getting the best batting average, and you realize how this team was really way above the others in terms of their resources.
Absolutely, by far the best bowling unit in the tournament, the best bowling average, strike rate, the most restrictive unit, and that showed. I mean, when they restrict England for less than 200, and England had the best batting average and strike rate before the final started. So it was a contest between India's bowling and England's batting essentially, but the bowlers triumphed. Also, after yesterday's performance, India ends with the highest batting average. England slips down to number 2. So, when you have such numbers, I mean, I'm not surprised that India have ended with their number 5th title.
We've also got to spare a thought for James Drew. And I thought the way he really got his team out of the sticky situation that they were in, because at one point it looked like England would have not been able to score more than 120, and that would have been a far below par total. But for him to get to 94 and then getting out, it was a little unfortunate, though a brilliant catch in the deep by Kaushik. But what do you make of his performance? I think he can be very proud of the way he got India out of that England out of that situation.
Absolutely. I mean, scoring half your team runs under severe pressure. England could have, I was expecting England to be bowled for less than 100 yesterday with the start India got. And this guy is not, there are other people in the team, there are other players like Bethel and Prest who get all the limelight. He is not someone who's rated very highly. But to come in and play that knock under pressure, I mean, absolutely tremendous.
Okay, let's also take a look at the all-round performance by the unit, and those numbers will come up on the screen as to how the Indian team has done throughout the tournament. And I think in that, Raghuvanshi really at the top with 278 runs with 100. Raj Bawa comes in close second with 252 runs, Nikhil, and then it goes on to Yash Tul, Sheikh Rashid, also the two bowlers, Vicky Ostwal and Ravi Kumar. Overall, you see that performance, and that this was a good unit. We've talked about it, but I think what VVS Lakshman also said after India's win is the kind of situation they've been. They haven't got any match practice. They haven't played a lot of cricket because of COVID, but for them to come out and do this, I mean, this will be far more sweeter for all of them.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the confidence in these Indian colts. I mean, just they were playing to win. I mean, and a lot has changed over the years. Their celebrations were measured. They looked in command. They were always in control. Even at 97 for 4, they did not lose pressure. Did not lose control of the match. So they were always in charge of the game, which is very rare for 16, 17, 18-year-olds. I don't know what I was doing when I was 16. So it is just a remarkable quality for these young people to have so much, exhibit such a temperament in such a big final, but knowing they are favorites. It was just fascinating to see. And look at the number of players who gave high impact performances. We've listed 6. I mean, Raghuvanshi, the highest scorer. Baba, the best all-rounder. Yash Tul, 2 fantastic knocks under pressure. Sheikh Rashid, again 250s, above 200 runs. Vicky Oswal, the highest wicket taker and very restricted. Ravi Kumar, brilliant with the new ball. There's Nishant Sindhu, who's not listed. I mean, so many players. When 7 to 8 players of your team give high impact performances, the result is there for everyone to see.
You talked about measured celebrations, and I think I want to talk about that as well, because I saw that difference in this team. And maybe this is, a hallmark of Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman, Rishikesh Kanitkar, but I did see that difference. I mean, at 19, you're expected to get slightly more emotional, not be able to control your feelings. But here was a bunch that just knew what they wanted to go out there and do on the field. I mean, at no point did you feel like, they got the mind games wrong. Like, they were completely, I felt, on the button throughout this final. In fact, throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the celebrations are measured. Not that I have a problem with slightly over-the-top celebrations. I don't personally have a problem with that unless it affects your performance.
What I meant to say was that they didn't get carried away.
Which can affect your performance, which we have seen in the recent past.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, which is very surprising. A lot of players there from North India, you know, and North Indians are labeled a certain way. The captain is from Delhi. So, you know, these are good. And yes, Rahul Dravid and Lakshman may have a role to play in this.
Overall, I think India can be very proud of the way they've performed, given the situation that they were in at one point. At one point, they didn't have enough players to put on the field, with the top players being out due to COVID. For them to then not lose a single game throughout the tournament and beat England in this fashion, absolutely commanding performance from India, and with that having recorded fifth win in the finals of an Under-19 World Cup. So congratulations to the Under-19 team. They deserve this. They deserve it because of how brilliant their performance has been throughout the tournament. Nikhil Narayan, thank you so much for joining us on this show. That's it from us. To join us in just a bit, we will also be previewing the 1000th ODI to be played between India and West Indies in Ahmedabad. So update on that, as well as everything from the world of sports. Do keep coming back to us. For now, goodbye. Thanks for watching.